Hello, everybody. Here we go. I'm 2 minutes late. You'll have to. You'll just have to make me stay after school for to make up the time. This is gonna be a live video chat show, and it's going to be for adults because we are going to be using candles, fire. We're going to use heat gun, hot glue guns, and knives and sharp and scissors and sharp things. So it has to be for adults and responsible adults. For tonight, we are doing wax seals, and this is going to be a live chat show where we interact with the chat room. And that's just the way we like to do it. We have fun doing that. And I will turn my volume down here. I have invited Pam to come on with me. We've been doing uh, diamond painting on Tuesdays the past 2 or 3 weeks, and it's been really, really fun and everything. So if I have time after we're done with the wax seals, I can do a little bit of diamond painting and show you my progress on that. It's about an inch a week. It's not very much, but it's some. But I can see we already got 9 people waiting on me in the chat room. So howdy do everybody, Brittany and Sharon and Janet. Good evening. Good evening. How are you, girls? Hello, hello. It says there's 10 in the room, but I see Julie West. Hi, Julie. There's four four of you in here, I think, but I got 10 channels, 10 things, and I'm on one, maybe two. So yeah, there's at least two more people in the balcony, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. We are going to do wax seals tonight. I got a whole bunch of new stuff, and I got some good news. You might want to stick around. I'm going to do some giveaways, and I think it'll be interesting. And that's what I was doing here. That's why I was late. I was going into my stickers, getting a few things out. I was getting a few things out of my stickers and laying them down right here because I'm going to put these in the giveaways that goes with what I'm giving away tonight. Uh-huh. That's what I'm doing. I got these really, really cool stickers this month sometime, and they're clear, they're see-through stickers, but they're gold, and oh my gosh, I can't tell you what it looks like. This has got a film strip on it, and this one is they all come in one packet. They're called Mocard, MOCARD, and these are notes, and this has to do with music and music notes, and it's got some film strip in there, and there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of others on the back that are in this little packet, and they send you 2 and 3 and 4 piece of each, and so there's a lot of stickers in there, and so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing butterflies next. So I'm sure you won't mind me doing this while we get started. I have invited Pam to still come with us, to come in, and and she can still do her diamond painting. And I was hoping she would just maybe read my chat while we're at it. Mhm. That's what I was hoping. But I haven't talked to her yet, and usually she's feeding her kids about now. So we'll give her a little bit chance to come in. And this one is fireworks. So these look like fireworks. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're gold, and it would be pretty on black paper like that. stickers. So there's one, and they're called called MoCard right there. I got them off Amazon, and they all come together. And this one's fireworks. So there. And I think I got them all now. And so anyway, I put them all in here, and they all came together. And I think they were very reasonable. I'd have to look them up again to see exactly what I paid for them. I don't remember, but I don't think it was that much for 6 different packages, and they'll last me forever. So they'll be good for Happy Mail. So I need 4 pals. There's the butterflies. Pretty. And they're all I mean they're all, there's like 2 or 3 of each pattern in the packages. And this one was like the stars, or one of those. Actually, it looks like one of those wishing Indian things, but it's got feathers on it, but it's astrological too. And this one has the little. There's a little boy on some of them, and he's got a butterfly dreaming. Might not be able to see too much of that one. And then I got some roses. I'm gonna have to work on Joe to get my monitor fixed in here. It jumps off. And this one's pearly gates. I like that. Like a garden. So anyway, there's all of those. Bonus. Somebody's going to get an extra one. We won't tell. We won't tell who. So these are going in here. There's 4. Well, anyway, I guess I could give away some of those too. There, lots to talk about tonight about all of this waxing stuff. These waxing seals. I don't know who started it years and years ago. It's been around since medieval times, when they used to seal a letter, and they would drip the candle wax on the letter, and then they'd push their ring into it, insignia ring, and that ring was made specially for the king or the high person that was wearing the ring, and they would press the ring into the letter to seal it. That way, when they gave it to a carrier to say, take this to so-and-so who lives in Timbuktu, he would jump on his horse and take it. And when he delivered it, that wax seal better not be broken, because then he knows that his letter had been read when it was directed directly to that person. So it was confidentiality was very important back then, because that was the only way that they could talk to somebody. They didn't have telephones and stuff. So yeah, that was a good thing too. I can put a couple of these in there. These are just 1-inch circles that I punched out, and I just happened to have a punch, and these are good to use for backings for your wax seals. And It's like, what are you going to do with your wax seals? Well, you're going to now. Mary Altier's been doing it. Dee Dee Willingham's been doing it. I just got finished watching Devin Rex do a video on it, and hers. She used her wax seals, and she did them with glue, with the hot glue gun. I got to turn this on, and she she did the wax seals, and then she glued them on a piece of cardboard and used them as a stamp on her jelly plate. So we're going to try to make a stamp. I'm going to have to write a list down of all of the different things that we can do with our our thing. I'm just going to have to write it down. Let's see if I can get my mouse working here. I haven't seen Pam. I did message her. I don't think she's messaged me back. Oh, let's see. There's a messenger. She's not home. Okay. Okay. She will be in here a little bit later, and I'm going to tell her, drive safe, be careful. No hurry. She's having to carpool somebody home or something t'other. So anyway, lots and lots of different things to talk about. So I've talked about a few of the people who have I've been watching, which was Devin Rex Art for Art, and Dee Dee Willingham, and uh, Mary Altier. I watched Dee Dee yesterday, and I watched Mary this morning. So I've got the fever to do this tonight. And so one of the girls said, "Oh, I can't wait to see you do it." And I said, "Well, maybe I can put the diamond painting on the back burner." And I told Julie West this morning. I said, I'm gonna do wax seals tonight. Maybe do diamond painting at the end of the show. So I had a little list here. I wanted to do. Okay, I got a flat lid. Some of the seals that you get with they all have, some kind of design. And I noticed that Dee Dee had a flat one, and I think Mary does too. And you have to pay. Uh, these run. I saw them as low as $2.99 and up, depending on the type of metal and the intricate difficulty of the carving and everything. I'm sure it all plays into the cost of it. And it also pay type of wood on the this part. And these little handles are interchangeable, and you can buy separate ones. But if one comes with your kit, then you use it for all of your stamps. And here's some more of my stamps that I got. I got a set, and there's a crown, there's a rose, there's a thank you, and the tree of life goes to Pam. That goes to Pam. I've got a box I'm fixing up for Pam, and it's got a reindeer, and then it's got a bee. Of course, we like the bee. So I tried to look for a set that didn't have the tree because I already had the tree. But that's okay. I went ahead and ordered it. It was still cheaper to get it in the set than it was to buy these individually. It was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. It would have been, still $20, over $20 if I had bought these separately. And I got this kit for under $20, and plus of the little box to put it in. But we're gonna get those out. So anyway, I decided, well, I need a flat one because of one of the projects we're going to do tonight. And I thought, what would be good for a flat one? So I said, oh, surely I can find a lid. So this one I used in paint. So we might not use this one tonight, but I got a brand new one off of a new bottle of soda pop, and it's flat. And So it fits the size of my stamp. So if I do something flat, Dee Dee did glitter and confetti, and you can also use the glue sticks that are decorative glue sticks. Um, I've got a couple left over here that these will be used in my stamping art. Now I know what I'm going to do with these glue sticks. When you glue with glue sticks and you use them in your art, you're going to cover them up unless you're using the glitter to highlight something on top, free-handedly. But anyway, that's that. That's what I'm going to do. There's a white one. So I thought, um, and I've done glue stick stamps before too, and they're fine. They do good. And Mary was doing wax, and the wax tends to be brittle and soft, especially when you stamp on it. It if you push, or the weight of it, these things are kind of heavy, and the weight of the stamp goes down to the bottom on the wax. Then that makes the seal too thin, and 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 so there's a problem with the crayons with these unless you melt some wax with it. So I thought, well, I don't know if I'm going to do crayon tonight, but I did bring my beeswax out. I have beeswax pellets from when I was doing my batik art, which is putting the wax, melting wax on fabric and making designs and doing a resist with it. But anyway, I got some of that out tonight, and I'm definitely, oh gosh, it smells so good. It smells like honey. Um, Hi, Pam. Pam's home. Can you hear me? Hi. She didn't know I'm here. She's got her mic turned off or her volume turned down.
Hi. Yep.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me yet? There she goes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Sorry,
Um,
I was listening through my phone while I was getting stuff ready.
so anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do wax seals tonight because I got some new stuff to play with,
Yeah.
and I'm going to let you do the diamond painting, and then when I start making it, I'm going to put myself big so everybody can see me. But in the meantime, I'm talking about it, and then
Oh
maybe you
yeah.
can help me with chat if they have any questions
Yeah,
or
not a
anything.
problem.
Because if I have a fire here, I want to be aware of my surroundings. Now, Mary has
Yes.
resorted to using her heat gun, and and uh, Dee Dee used one of these little round things. And I will say the round part does get warm. It does get
Yeah,
warm.
they
This
do.
The metal heats up, and I can see right now that it heated the glue up, and this thing came off. It was glued on there, but anyway, it sits right there. It gets warm. So you have to be careful when you're working with the glue gun and the fire and too many things going on at once. So
Oh yeah.
so Pam's going to help me read chat, and I won't. If you have any questions, type them in chat. And I'm going to do a whole bunch of different things. And so I bought that, and then the other thing I bought was one of these trays, and there was six of them. So there was uh, 20 trays and or so. And so anyway, I cut them apart because I'm only going to use four at the most at a time, because when I pour the wax, I'm only going to do a bowl at a time tonight. Now, if I had some kind of a warmer where I can melt a whole pot, and I do have a hot glue warmer, but it's full of glue right now.
Yeah.
I can do multiple things, do the whole tray, but I'm an amateur at this, so this four is more than enough. So I cut them apart, and I'm going to send Pam one. Pam's going to get one, and Pam's going to get the Tree of
Mm.
Life, and those are for her. And I've got some other things I'm going to be mailing Pam. So I'm just I'm just collecting, Pam, a box full of things. And then I have four more. So they're in, I got four more to give away tonight. So I'm going to be giving away four of these. And anybody, and you can use them for wax, you can use them for clay, you can use them, they're silicone. So you can use them if you do the acrylic pours or any of um, those making those clear things, pours with the two parts and the hardener, and you mix them up and you pour them in the mold. These are heat resistant, and then whatever you put in it, it's like a mold, and it after it cools, it pops out. You can pop them out, and they're oven safe and stuff like that. So I'm sure if you were to abuse it in the fire, it would melt. I'm sure if you were to abuse it and left it too long into the oven on too high of a heat, it would. I think you still have to be responsible. If there's probably a limit of it being heat resistant part, but it's probably dishwasher safe and everything like that. So anyway, I'm going to give away four of these tonight for anybody who wants one.
I
And
know Sharon said she wants a B one.
yeah, yeah. And then I'm going to be making the wax seals. So I might be able to, might be able to send a few of these wax seals out to a few people too. So we'll work. Well, let me get started making them before I start giving away the wax part. But tonight I can give away four of these. I have four extra one of these for tonight, and then maybe I can take uh, a request. If anybody wants a wax seal and they don't have this set up, then maybe I can, if I'm do good at them, like Devin Rex did a super neat ones. That hers, she had them already pre-made and showed them in her video tonight. She just put a video today, and maybe one of the other girls can get her link for me and put it in. But Devin and Mary's link from today, this morning, and Dee Dee's link from yesterday. Those three girls would definitely be good links for you to download and watch later, because they're each one of the girls devoted their a long time amount of time to the wax stamping. So anyway, so I've got stamps, I've got molds. I'm gonna give these away. I've got extra beeswax. Uh, I bought some letters. These are old style print font letters that have the printing sticks where you can type a name, print a name, and there's numbers, and they're in a real nice little box. And I just thought that I would enjoy these. And these are the two of the numbers. And you don't have to buy anything extra. These I can use them in my print, in my ink, and in my wax, and in my clay. I can do it in polymer clay and do it in the wax. I can use these all over in my room. So I think these were a good purchase, something that I've been wanting for a long time. So I went ahead and got those, and I got some more sticks. Now this particular stick these are wax sticks. These are glue sticks. So I bundled these up separately, and these will melt just like the pellets, but these will go through my hot glue gun. So these are new, and I haven't tried them out yet. So we're going to be trying these out. And let me find a pair of scissors. I know I had a pair. Had a pair. I got more in my box to show you, so bear with me while I talk about all of the supplies. And so these are wax, and I'm sure you could cut them too and put them in your spoon. Um, but we're going to definitely try the wax. I've got parchment paper that I will lay down, and we're going to use parchment paper tonight.
One.
And I used it the other day. I'm just going to just turn it around here.
Hi, Jeannie.
And I also got some of the candle waxes. And something I have not gotten out yet is the try uh, dinner candles like you have in your dining room on your formal dining room table. And I don't know
What's
that I
that?
have any candles left or not because I've kind of gone to um, well, I'm sure I've got some candlesticks around here, but I haven't gone and looked for them yet. But we're going to try a couple of these, one or two of these. We're going to try. Let's see how I can get it open. And these are nice, and they come in multiple colors. So I think we'll try doing a couple of different colors. I got a silver one out. We'll try some of the glue ones. And I love the copper and the earthy tones are pretty. And you just never know. We just might, the red is pretty. We just might find something. And these wax seals come in just about any kind of a print that you like. Easter, Christmas, holiday. They got shamrocks, they've got gnomes, they've got animals, and I'm going towards the blue, but let's make an orange one. I go to blue a lot. Yeah, I do.
Hey, Beth.
Yeah,
Jen, Crafting House Kitty Jen, she said
yeah,
before you sign off tonight, she
yeah.
wants to know if you can do a flip through of one of her books for her. One of your books.
My chat has been flying, and I haven't been watching the chat. I
Well,
will
that's
see
why
what
I'm
I
here,
can.
right?
Yes, Jen. Let me see what I can find for you. I might do a flip through. Uh, I haven't had my blue book out for a long, long time, and it's over here to my left. So I might do a little flip through my blue book, and since I haven't had it out all winter long, so that might be a good idea, Kitty.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think we'd all like to see that.
Okay. So here's my bowl. It's got some wax in it, but it'll melt and blend in. Here are some the wax seals that I've made before, and they're not that very good because, as you can see, I did them on the parchment paper, and the round part not very pretty up here. I might
Hi,
be able to
Becca.
trim it with scissors. I'm not sure. Hi, everybody coming in. I'm glad to see you all
Hi,
here.
Teresa.
We're going to play with wax seals, and Pam's going to be diamond painting. And in a few minutes, when I start doing my wax seals, I'm going to make myself bigger so that you can see what I'm doing. And here's the one I made with a button. I thought I'd try get another button out and see if I could try the button again. They do have a seal that has a button imprint on it on the seals. And and I was also watching, oh gosh, who was I watching? I was watching somebody else on YouTube yesterday evening. Don't remember who it was. Uh, it was Um, Fran from England. Um, Fran, I think it's Fran on the Edge. I'm sure Janet knows who I'm talking about. I think she was doing some wax seals, and she was using little trinkets that she had in her stash in her drawers, and then she put them on ice and got them cold, and then she laid them on the wax, and that way it cooled the wax, and it prevented the wax from sticking all up in there. And that's probably why these are made of metal, and they're cool. They're cool to touch. They're cool to your skin, and that's why they do so well. So yeah, that's what that's all about. And she was icing it, and then she was making some little round ones as well. There's another person to watch. It's a popular hobby, and you can use things that you have in your craft room. Um, Thank you, Janet. Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was yesterday's or the one before, but that's fine. That's fine. You can once you find Fran, you can look at the it's either that one or the one before that one, because I watched it on the replay. And so it could have been the one before. But anyway, she does good art and things like that. This one here, I did it in a glue gun. I did it in the clear. I used uh, an armed, it looks like a seal, a seal coat of arms. Then I sprinkled glitter on it, and then I put I don't know if I did it afterwards or before must have been before. I sprinkled the glitter on. It's this really fine glitter that came in my pack, and I then I did the seal, and it makes it real shiny. The best ones I think I like, and I did these with a Sharpie that came with my kit. Uh, a silver marker. There's gold and silver markers. I don't have any ink and gold, but I do
Hi,
have
Darlene.
I do have a substitute. Here's the glitter that came with the kit. It is fine glitter. This is the kind of glitter that nobody likes because it gets everywhere. But I'm a glitter friendly person. And then last week I attempted to use some homemade molds that Joe made me, and these are PVC pipes, and they didn't work out very well. The wax stuck to the PVC pipe, and then I have an old chapstick that I use on my lids, um, to prevent glue from building up on around the rings on your lids, and I use the chapstick, or Vaseline or whatever you got, and the chapstick stays in my drawer here, so it's handy to have. And these were a fail. These were the PVC pipes. They were a fail that we tested. We And then he went and he cut me up a bottle. This was a pill bottle. So he cut it up and made me two or three rings from a pill bottle to imitate this. And this is the right size, but I'm not going to use them because they're plastic and they're rough, and I know that the wax will stick to them, and I won't be able to get them out. They're too rough.
And they were
The pla-
suggesting using metal buttons that have the designs on
yes,
them.
yes,
That's a
I
great
got
idea.
some. I'll get my buttons out, but these were fails, and I'm not going to keep them because they're a mess. But I wanted to show you, you can try to do things, but they were fails. Okay, I didn't like them. Here's another one that I did, that turned out to be in one of those rings, and if you put too much wax in it, it makes it quite thick. And but it is a wax seal, and it's pretty durable. And I ended up putting a little ribbon on it. That was one we did. And the other thing I had was another ring that Joe made me, and he made this out of a metal pipe, and it's smooth, but I don't know, the it's too big. It's just too big. I'm going to keep this one because it might turn out that I might want something big, for something. And I've got some ideas for that. I'm getting down to my buttons. I'm getting down to my wax. This
I
one
might
is,
have to step out for a couple minutes in like 45 minutes to finish up dinner, but
oh,
I
okay,
have
okay.
dinner in the
So,
oven. But just so that you know, if I disappear for a
okay.
couple minutes.
Here's my button that I used. It's got holes in it, and I put a pom pom on the back for a handle. So when I put it in the wax, I can lift it up with the handle without burning myself. So that's how I did my button. I also have a couple of metal buttons down in here. Uh, that's wax. I've also got a couple of metal buttons that I tried to use, and they trying to see if I think that's what these are. And I couldn't really see anything in the clear. And I added the gold to it, and I couldn't see the button imprint. It's got the imprint on there. And then this little button, I highlighted it with a black marker, and this was this one. So I'm working on the buttons. I'm working on the buttons. And then let's see, here's another button that I tried, and this is the one with the coat of arms on it. So you really can't see it here, but it's the one that I did here on this one. And I can see it. It just might do better if I use the rubbing gold, and I do have some of that. So let me get that out. Um, 3 or 4 years ago, I got this metallic rub on, and it was from Nettie in our chat room, and it doesn't go by. It doesn't ever go bad, and I've kept it up here for on my desk, hoarding it for a certain particular time that I would have a chance to use it. Yeah, a leather button would be good. That was a good idea. I do have some leather buttons, and so I haven't used the ink this rubbing uh, wax yet, and this is wax, and it rubs off on your finger, and you can rub it onto your. So we're going to try that tonight for sure. And here's some of my waxes that I have in multiple colors, and I've been saving the items that were left over in my bowl. This is wax. It's meltable again. So when I want to get a whole bunch of these together, I'll make a psychedelic stamp out of them. So I will
How
save those.
fun.
And here's all the colors I have. I have another piece of silicone, and this was a hot pad, and I used the honeycomb in my art. And it's also got glitter in it. So when I poured the wax into this, it made honeycomb. And all of the honeycomb that I made is in the bee book. It's already in the book. And this is what I want to do with my wax stamps. I want to use them in my art. Like I've got a little piece of honey there. That's the wax where I poured it into the mold, and I just added little pieces to it,
Hi,
little
Melissa.
pieces to my page, and I love it. I love what it does. So, um, so this is what I plan on doing with my wax molds. I want to use it in my art. Mary did a sample page, and I love that. She had them all glued down on two different pages, and um, she put them in her February book. So hello everybody coming in. In my particular little kit, I did get envelopes, and these are the type of envelopes where you'd put a letter in, and then you would put your wax seal on here to close it, to seal it. And you can do that and then seal it right here. And if the seal sticks to this paper as good as it's supposed to, then when it gets to its destination, the seal should be still sealed. But in today's world, I would have to glue this as well. And in today's reality, I'm not quite sure that this would go through the machines unless it's hand stamped. Don't know what the rules are. They are getting stricter and stricter with our mail anymore. But anyway, this came with the kit. It came with a little pouch that I had. It had all my little toys in here that for storage, and that was cute. Uh, I did a pour on the parchment paper, and I have an art stamp um, made out of an eraser, and I pushed it in here, and then I blackened the art. So this is a stamp that's made ready to use in my art, and it's made out of the wax. So I'm going to be needing my lighter. It has tweezers, and here's my extra candles. I'm going to get that out. Here's another button, and I think I'm at the bottom of my thing. I just have a couple more one more thing I want to show you before we start. I Jeannie, they used to all the time, but I don't know. I'm sure if you would put hand process that they would do a hand process. So it
I
does
know
take.
when I got milk from Kathy Cowles, she had put like a wax seal on the envelope, and it got to me.
It stayed okay. Great, that's
I
great.
know they also have stamps that say non-machinable on them.
Yes.
So if you get those special stamps, then they're not going to send it through the machine.
That's a good idea. And I have too. So, well, hello. How are you? And what's your name? We'd like to talk. We're talking about wax seals. We're going to play with our wax seals tonight. We're going to heat the wax up and and make 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 some art. And we're going to try to improve our art tonight. We've dabbled in this, and I was showing everything that I could possibly show. And the last thing I have are these. I have a bunch of these in variety of shapes. These are Fonduit little cookie cutters. They're for Fonduit. You push it in the icing and you pull it up, and there's the leaf, and then it has a push button on the back to raise the leaf up out of there. It raises it up and pushes it out for you. We're going to try these. I thought that these things would look really good with polymer clay, but I don't see any reason why we can't try them in the wax. So we're going to try a couple of these tonight. And there's a flower, there's a leaf, and then a little flower. We'll try these two. And this one would probably, yep, it goes right into that little round thing. It's an inch round. And I have a bunch of more. I bought the whole set. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. But that's, excuse me, I knew I was going to sneeze. But I will be able to use these in my clay, polymer clay, and my dirt clay. So these are going to be used all over my art room. So let's get some fire going and get some wax going.
Now, Teresa says that the metal buttons do not work. Not for her anyways.
They well, I did a couple of my little metal ones. This is a metal button, And the only thing is I did it on glue with a glue gun, and you can't see it. But they worked for me, but you can't really see the print. But this one worked, so I'm going to try it again in colored wax with this button, and it makes a real cute windmill. It has a cute windmill on it, and the jewels are in it. But it worked, and I used glitter on this, thinking the glitter would show. And I haven't rubbed any black on it yet, so it might come out if I rub some black on it. So we're going to play with the buttons. Definitely try the metal ones, and then I did this metal one, and this metal one I glued a pom pom on the back of it to hold it, and this one is the coat of arms, and see where it is. And it came out okay. I had to I used the glitter again, and then I had to put a black marker on it, and you can see the coat of arms there. And here's the button. And the button looks worse than the seal, but I can see it on the side. It's got a coat of arms, so it's shallow, I guess is what I want to say. It's just shallow. So I do have another button jar over there on the shelf, and if I can get to it, I might be able to try to find some more buttons. But anyway, this one turned out really cool. It's just super thick. Depends on what you're going to use it for. Mary didn't like it this thick, and I don't either. So we're going to. Mary used 4 of these little wax pellets in this little round thing, and I've got 4 of these. I've got 4 more of these that I'm going to give away tonight. So and you can use them in your art room. You don't have to have the wax. You can use polymer clay. You can use them to make jewelry in if you do that jewelry stuff. There might be some kind of art that you can use this for. Maybe just as a stamping tool, stamp it in the ink and then make the round circles would be a cute, stamping tool. But I had a big long mat of this. It was big. And I said, I'm not going to use more than 4 at a time. And my desk isn't that big to have all of that mat and everything else I had. So I decided I was going to share. So I'm going to share 4 of these out. We're going to do a giveaway here shortly. There's 25 of you in here. If I get 30 people in the chat room, I'll do the giveaway. Um, so anybody could use this in your art if you do any kind of crafting. You can bake in it. Um, you could you can take and put a pony bead in here and bake it and make your pony bead flatbacks. I do that. I make flatbacks out of pony beads, and they are cute, cute, cute. And I've used a ton of them in my art. They're cheap. It's a cheap way to do this. Um, they say if you're going to do polymer clay and and crafty things that you should have your own dedicated craft oven. But if you're just doing 4 pony beads, I would put it in the kitchen oven. I wouldn't have a problem doing it in the kitchen. But I do have an oven that I'm going to be getting out here. It sits on the back porch, and I've got to get it out to check it out to see if it works or not. 'Cause it's been on the back porch for quite a few years, and it might be a little too rusty. I'll check that out. So anyway, we're doing wax seals, and I'm going to try the buttons again, and I'm going to put some of these away. This button was kind of a fail. It didn't work real good. I had
Hi,
uh, a,
Sherry.
a purple glitter. It was purple glitter uh, glue stick and a silver one on top of it. And then I did a button and only two of the holes came out. The other two holes didn't really show up too good. But I think with practice, I think we can do it. And that's why I got the mold, because I couldn't get the equalness around on all around the whole seal. This is a really cute seal, but it's uneven, and I can always cut the rest of that off, of course. And but sometimes when you're doing art, it doesn't matter if that's on there or not. So it just sort of depends on what you're going to do. This one turned out real good, and this is the coat. This is a button, and this is the coat of arms. Let's see if I can get it to focus. And I like this one. This one worked out pretty good. Um, Let me see if I can't creep it up to you. But you can see the coat of arms. I think I might need to put a little bit of highlighting on it. And that's a button. So I think it just depends on your hand at doing these things. So that's what this was. That was a button. And it's a little metal button. It's a hollow, and you know it's probably aluminum or something simple. So that one worked out. So we like that button. And I got two other metal buttons here. So we'll try those again. And I definitely want to do this again. All of these are cute, but again, they're not, the circle is not real perfect. And I might still be able to use them in my art, but I'm probably won't. And then here's another glob that I did on the parchment paper, and it smooshed out in that shape. And that's a tree, the tree stamp. And since then, I've gotten more stamps. So I've got a rose, I've got the tree, and I've got a deer, a bee, a crown, and a thank you. So, and I got another handle. I got two handles. So I got another set of these. So when I bought the wax, it came with the tree. So so that worked out okay. So I think I'm ready to start. I'm gonna go ahead and um, get started here and get some
Okay.
wax out here. My heat my heat gun.
Okay. Well, go ahead and put yourself on Big, Beth. I'm going to
Okay.
go upstairs and finish up dinner because it's about
Okay.
time to get the second part started. So
Okay. I'm gonna
that's
go
almost
ahead
done in
and.
the oven.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. When you come back down, I'll look for you. Type knock knock in the type in the chat, and I'll let you back in.
Okay, not a
If you
problem.
okay. Pam's a keeper, guys. We love our Pamela, our little Pamela. So anyway, I've got hot glue, I've got wax sticks, and I better put a rubber band on these because they're gonna fly out of that thing. I'm just preparing myself for disaster, and I've already outgrown my box that I'm putting all this in. So I'm gonna light my candle, and this will take just a few minutes to do. I also got the beeswax pellets, and I'm going to put a few of these little pellets in there, and they smell good. They just smell good. So they're just hanging out. They're just hanging out for the aroma. I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of these in there, and and that's probably more than enough uh, for a round thing. It might have enough for two round things. So we'll see about that. So I'm just going to put these in the back in the um, box. I'm going to have to get me a bigger box. I've outgrown my secret box already. So found that in my stash. So I'm just going to put these up, line these up, have my get everything organized on my desk. And this was another one that I made um, when I streamed, and I was going to put this charm as a stamp, and I laid it on there, and I couldn't get it back off. It went down into the melted wax, and I said, well, it's going to stay. So you can add charms to your wax. This one went in kind of lopsided. It went in deep over there on that side, and you can feel it on the back. But it's got a charm in there, and it's staying in there. So that's real pretty. I don't particularly. I must have had two different colors of wax or glue. It's made out of glue, and I'm not real happy with the color on that. But I bet that would look real pretty on a red candle or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see if we can't do another charm one of these days. And I'm probably going to do some more honeycomb. So again, this was a silicone mat, and I had cut it up and used this in my art. So now I have a little piece of it in my wax, and I can use it in my clay as well. But I used it as an ink stamp. So good night, Janet. Thank you, dear. I'm about to make one. I'm going to go ahead and before I light my candle, I'm going to um, go ahead and see if I can't do a hot glue one. And I'm going to put a silver wax. There's about an inch of hot glue in here, and I'm going to put it in my mold. This will be for afterwards. Thank you, Nettie. This might be good for something one of these days, but I don't think I'm going to worry about this one tonight. So I'll put that back in the box. I'm trying to clean my desk up a little bit. And I think I'm organized now. Got tweezers. So I'm going to use, I've got a crown and I've got a bee. So it's going to be a clear, and then it'll be silver. So I'm just going to fill this up with hot glue now. It's got a little bit of purple and silver glue. So I'll put it in the middle as a blob. Put that in a safe spot. Put my hot. It's sitting on a box, and I'm going to use my bee, and I'm going to go right over top of the blob, even though it's not exactly centered into the tray. And if it's real hot and liquidy, this stamp will go to the bottom, and you don't really want it to go all the way to the bottom and push all the way down tight, because then it'll be too thin, and it'll be too thin. It'll be too thin. Turkey soup. Ooh, yum yum. Um, I know I haven't said hi to everybody. There's Dana and Sherry and Jeannie. Janet's going to bed. Pam's going to fix dinner or finish up dinner. And who else is in here? Teresa, hi. It's not uneven, it's character. Yes, Teresa, it's got character. It does. Sherry just got home from work. Julie is talking. The video, Beth, not as close as you had normally do. I can't make up what you're doing. Yeah, I'm going to have to show up. I cannot, or I should say, I don't know how to zoom in. My I'm going. Oh, here I can help a little bit here. I can do this. Let me find my mouse. I've got a mouse over here that is my helper now. So let me click my little head. There. How's that? Is that better, Julie? I put a close up on me. Teresa says the metal button did not work as the glue goes into the holes and pulls the center apart as you try to take it off. Okay, I'm sure that there might be obstacles with the buttons. We will deal with the. We'll just have to deal with it. So I'm going to do another one over here. I do not have this. The silver is coming out now, and this silver is a wax. Push another one in, and I only got the one color in this glue gun wax. So I'm just trying to get it even because this is the glue and this one's more wax. It's got a little bit of wax in it, I'm sure. And I'm going to use the crown. And again, it's not exactly centered in the circle part, but I'm going to center my seal over top of it and let it squish. And I'm just holding it for just a second so it doesn't sink all the way down to the base because I just want to get the seal on it, a print, not that I don't want to squish it completely out. So, uh, I think if I need to if I've missed anything, uh, just let me know. There's Create Rebecca's in the room. So I'm not gonna scroll back too far back, uh, but that's good enough. So if you have any other questions, type them in caps again if I've missed it, and I can see the caps better than the little print, and I'll know it'll stand out, and then I'll know to, my eyes will go to the caps. And that way I can get to your questions if you have anything. I've got tons of stuff to work with, and there's a variety. There's so many varieties that we can do. Um, uh, so it's going to be pretty cool. Oh wait a minute. Okay, here we go. I have to be careful with my mouse. It's very sensitive. So I'm going to raise up the first one that I did, and it comes off, and it's cooled. It's cooled, and I'm just going to lift it off. It came off in one piece, and I can see the bumblebee. Very nice, and it is circulatory. I think this is, even if you don't use it as the mold, it keeps me focused to do the round thing because it didn't go to quite to the edges, but it kept it more uniformed for me. I think it was a good base. So I'm going to use my metallic rub-ons and pick a color. Now the bad news is about this is if I can get down in there with my fingernails. So I got some black rub. It's a metallic rub. It's some kind of a wax. And I'm just going to lightly go over the top of my bee and the edges of it. And I think it's going to be a keeper. I can see that real good. That one is a nice one. That one is nice. So we'll make some more of these. We like the bees. And we'll try this. This is glue, and this one is wax. It came off real easy. It's still a little warm. I might wait just a minute before I pull it off. Make sure the center part of it's cooled off. In the meantime, I've got some more wax in my hot glue gun. I have not got my fire going yet. I try to do one or the other so that I won't, um, I won't have an accident. This mold here, I got it on Amazon, and I'm going to give away. I cut it up. It comes in a big sheet, and I cut it up, and I've got four extra ones of these that I'm going to give away tonight. And you can use these molds with wax. You can use them with crayons. You can use them with polymer clay. You can use them with resin. If you do resin jewelry or anything pendant wise, you can you can use it as a stamping tool, as a marking tool in your art. When it says use a household item, it there you go. And I'm going to make another bee, which is this one. And I'm going to let that sit for just a second. It is wax. And let's see if this one pops off without breaking. It, it does. It's coming off. I'm just working it slowly. This one is a crown. And this one is the crown, the royal crown. And that reminds me, um, um, I've got to do the Queen book, the Queen. I could put that in the Queen's book. And let me get some metallic gold, and I'm going to try. I'm going to try using this is a silver wax, and I'm going to try using the gold. If I can get my finger down in there without digging it out it's been used the most. And I'm going to put gold on just the crown part. I was going to get some ink of gold rub on. Um, it was in my cart, and I said, "Well, I put it in my." I said, "This can wait." I bought too much stuff, and I bought enough stuff. So there's the crown with the gold on it, and I like the uniform roundness. I like the way it's round. I like using the hot glue, and I like using the wax. If you did this with crayon, the way Mary wants to do it, I would add some beeswax to it to give the crayon some strength, and then maybe it wouldn't be so brittle. And I've got this gold all the way up in my fingernails, so I'm going to try to get it out. I might use a Q-tip for some of my rub-ons, and that way it will save my manicure. I do clean up real good with a brush, with a scrub brush, a nail brush, and I scrub hard. And my manicure comes out perfectly every time I clean up. But it does look kind of atrocious while I'm working. I do have my other charms here. If I want to do another charm, uh, I've got those sitting over here. So let's see what this one looks like. And that's why I say I do one at a time. I only need four. I won't even need use four at a time. Ah, I'm talking too much, but I'm having a fun time, guys. So let's see if this one's ready. Liquid pearls. Okay, liquid pearls would do good because it's a shiny. And I'm thinking some of my diamond or metallic paints. I was going to try this too instead of the rub. This is a pearl white. This one is a sterling silver metallic paint. So we'll try those too. And they do come in colors. I have some colors. There's a green. I used to have it in all colors. And I also have that dragonfly. Um, see if I can get it out without burning myself. The dragonfly is two-tone metallic glaze. So we're going to try the dragonfly next. Woohoo! Using what we have. But I like the glue sticks and then the clear. Oh, and another thing I'm going to do tonight. So we've got plenty to do. Honest Engine, there is plenty to do. Um, I bought. We got ribbon. We could try some ribbon. I bought some dried flowers. I got pink, yellow, and off white. And this would be a perfect one on 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 a seal. These little flowers would be perfect, little dried flowers. And I bought these probably 2 years ago, and I just found them in my drawer, and I said, these would be so pretty. So I'm going to try these tonight too. So we could try the pink, the cream, or the yellow. You guys choose, or we could do one of each. And that's going to be a fun thing. Um, I'm going to try the yellow first. Uh, and then you can always use things, like this. And see, with the flowers and with little things like this on top of a seal, that's when you would use your lid to make it flat and push that picture into the seal. Okay, I posted them. I want one of each. Uh, she's she's posted something. I guess I better go look, see what you all are up to. Now, what did I do with my phone? I don't know that I can get to my phone. It's buried. So let's see. Uh, okay, let's see. Janet posted me. Oh, Mary too was in the chat earlier, and she said she mailed me some goodies, and I think they were from some things from her mama. Thank you, Mary, if you're still here. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Janet, for sending that to me. She just took a picture of it and mailed it and messaged it to me so I wouldn't miss it. Oh, that was so sweet. And then I got a message from Cheryl. Uh, and she's usually at dinner time about now. Oh, she might be in here a little bit later. So let me go to my group and see what Teresa posted. She said she's made circles. I'm not sure. She just did them on a mat and made some seals. And did you use buttons, Teresa? Uh, Teresa, did you use buttons? But she's got a whole line of them going on there. She's got gold and black and and a real pretty. Oh, she used pearls on them. She said she used pearls. I see. Very nice, Teresa. Okay, quarters. She used coins. What a brilliant idea, Teresa. Perfect. You don't have to buy all these things. You can find things at home that will help you. Yes, coins, unused items, unused items that you've had for years. You can use things that it's in your stash. This one is made out of wax, and it is a bumblebee, and it worked. And I'll have to put some rub on it. Oh, I also got a couple of markers that in my kit. These metallic pens came with my kit, and they work. So I'm going to use the gold on this one. And you don't have to do it real heavy. Just lightly go over on the side of it, the side of the nib, and just go over your picture. So there's my bumblebee. That'll have to go in the bee book. I don't have him in the bee book yet. So I like it. A wax seal. As soon as Joe gets off the phone, I'll have him bring me some money. So the pins, these are easy. The if you have the rub, it's easy. If not, use a metallic pin. I also have some metallic markers that I bought from was it Sharpie or the dollar store? Where did I get these from? I've got some. Come on, we're gonna have a we're gonna have a crapalanch. It's working up. I might have already got them out. I did. This marker here is a pen and gear, and it was a metallic pen, and I've got silver and purple. It's a real soft purple. And then I have another Sharpie that looks like it's silver or gray, and I bet it works as well too. So if you have colored pencils, or I mean colored Sharpies, you could use your Sharpies on these. Okay, so let's get busy. I'm going to try to use up the rest of this pen, this silver stick. So I'm going to get busy. I'm going to quit talking. If you got any questions, you just shout it out. And I'm going to get busy and work. So I'm going to go ahead and put another one down. And this is the whole idea of having one of these in a row. If I had some kind of a melting pot, I could easily, you know, pour several at a time. And that's a glob. We'll lay this down and see what others we've got. We got the rose. We want to do a rose. We got to do another bee. We always have to do the bee. And there's a thank you and the tree of life. I've done a lot of trees the other day. And then a deer. Let's do a deer, I guess. I've been watching um, live animal shows on YouTube that are live, and they've got these cameras on the feeding areas where they feed the deer uh, in a in the controlled areas. not hunting areas, but in the areas where they're starving, not enough food. And I've been watching the deer. I've been watching the deer. And then there's another site that I go to. There's several of them. Live. There's they have zoos that you can watch live. I used to watch the penguins, and that was out in California somewhere. They had a penguin exhibit place for the penguins to live. And then I've been watching Africa. There's wild African cameras, and I saw lions this week, male and female lions. And I've seen there was another one that had giraffes and zebras. No, the elephants and the zebras, and one of the mules that had they weren't real big spikes. But then there's the big mule that has the big long spikes, two long spikes on his head. Um, One day, and then there was um, a wolf. I saw a wolf, and the elephants and the zebras were funny, and the ostriches are funny to watch. Sharon said she watched Jimmy Hussein, and he has a great channel. What does he do? What does Jimmy do? So this one's wax. It's flexible, and it comes right off. The deer is cute. It's got a little bit of glitter, purple glitter glue left in the uh, thing, and I'm going to have to put some color on them. I'm going to try, since it's got purple glitter on it already, I'm going to use the purple pen. But these are metallic pens, so they got a little bit of a shine to them. But I would think uh, just any kind of a Sharpie would be fine. Any color. It doesn't have to be sparkly to show up. So there's the purple deer. So that's one. I like the shape, the uniformity, having it on here. This it makes it so much easier. Now you can also take your lids and draw circles uh, on your paper just with an ink pen or a pencil, and use that as a guide. You can do that. And then I made some of the black circles, which I've seemed to misplace. But you could draw circles on your parchment paper. And I've got a punch. It's a 1 inch punch. Actually, it says 1.5. It's a 1.5 inch punch. And when you put your wax on this paper, it will adhere to the paper, and then you will be able to glue that paper onto your art project, and the paper might have a better hold. I don't know for sure, but these are a good idea to do. And some of your wax kits come with a sheet of circles, and they're stickers. They're double-sided stickers. So you would put them on the bottom of your seals after you've made them, and then you have another side to stick it onto your envelope. That would save you from having to use, a wet glue, I guess. So we get to try one of these too. So I'm going to unplug my hot glue gun, and we'll go back to that. And I'm going to go to the fire now, and we'll put the rose on. I think the rose will be pretty. And I do want to try the wax on the paper. So I'm going back to wax. I'm going to light my candle, and I'm going to remove anything that's going to make me distracted. I also love using this. So we'll melt some more honeycomb. So I'm going to light my candle, and these are just little half-size tea candles. If you were to use a bigger candle, tea light candle, uh, it would make a hotter fire because it would be up higher. And this makes a really nice hot fire. So I'm just going to make sure I've got it out here away from everything. And it does get hot. And the inside of my round thing, it's wooden. There was black smoke when I wiped it out when I quit the other day, when I did it last week. And so this is wood. If you kept that candle lit long enough, it would probably, you know, I'm just saying, it could cause a fire. You're working with fire, it could cause a fire. So we're going to use the rose, and we're going to use, oh, here's another bee. We get it off. And I love it. This is a smaller one. And I'll use the gold pen again. And this is a real small one. So whatever I'm doing, I'm just being very cautious that I have wax on the fire here. I don't want to have too much going on at the same time. And I'm pretty steady with my hands. If you've never played with anything like this with the fire and the wax and everything, you may want to do it on the porch. Take it outside if it's a pretty day. Good night, Darlene. Thanks for coming in. You want to stay and let me do I've got 24 people in the room. I thought for sure I'd have a few more, but I'll go ahead and do the giveaway now as soon as I pour this wax in a mold. I've got pink and beeswax in here. Let me go ahead and get it started. I've unplugged my hot glue gun. So go ahead and put a number in between 1 and 100, and we'll pick 4 winners between 1 and 100. Start. Go. I misspelled it all. Start and go. Numbers between 1 and 100. And if she doesn't put a number in, somebody can put a number in for Darlene, and somebody could put a number in for Janet Nash. So it's melting, and the beeswax on top. And I can tell right now I'm going to need a skewer or a toothpick to stir with. And are you back? Let's see her. I keep moving my mouse. Let's see here if I can find a skewer. Yeah, I see one. Mary was with stirring it with a end of a paintbrush, which is a good thing. I'm just stirring this up. It's got pink and beeswax, and I'm looking to see if it's being nice to each other. It's definitely hot enough so I can take it off the fire. Put your numbers in. So there's my skewer, and it's hot enough. So I'm going, and this thing here gets hot. This little metal thing gets hot. So I'm going to pour it in my mold, and I'm going to sit this off to the side. It'll probably melt that. And I'm going to blow my candle out for just a few minutes because it's hot. And I can tell you right now that this has got a lot of wax in it. So I'm going to use one of my flowers, and I'm using pink wax, and I'm looking for my scissors to open this up. These are sealed, and they're on a paper towel. So let's see if I can get one of these off, and I can use my handy dandy little, oh, there's a clear piece on top. Thank you. They packaged these quite nicely, so you can lift the packaging off. Very nice. And I'm going after this purple one right here. Look, it's got Queen Anne's legs. And I'm going to lay it right on top of my flower. Of my wax. Maybe I want a littler one. Look at that Queen Anne's lace. There's a front and a back. Because it's hot wax. So I laid it down on there, and now I'm going to use my lid to smash it just a tiny bit. Probably don't even have to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to put these back. You have to be real delicate with these. I got these online. I couldn't tell you where. I could not tell you where. I've had them. For a couple years, but they're dried flowers. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Okay, everybody got your numbers in? Did you get one in for Janet and one for Darlene? Put a number in for Darlene, who wants one of these little things. There's 21 of you all in here. Uh, wake up! Hey, wake up, everybody! But that's okay. That's just more for you guys. But these little molds could be used for anything in your craft room, not just for wax. And I think it's really neat to share. So, uh, did you get one for? Yeah, you got one for Darlene. Okay, Teresa got one. Okay, okay. All righty. Leah, did you want to put a number? Oh, she got a number. Okay, Leah. Okay, I'm going to type in stop. Last chance if anybody wants to win some Happy Mail from me tonight. And if you don't want this, just let me know. I'll send you the Happy Mail and mail this to somebody else. I'm gonna wait. Just there is a delay. So last chance for anybody in the craft room that wants to win a Happy Mail prize, and I'm going to send you one of these and a little bit of Happy Mail, some stickers. Last chance. This is going to be cute. And it's flat. It's pretty. Look at that. That's pretty. It went to the edges, and this pressed down flat to make a flat one. So the pop lid worked. It's real hard plastic. It's not soft. It's hard plastic. And here is the magical seal. Prettiest one ever. Prettiest one right there. I think we found our thrill right there. The bees are awful cute. The bees are cute. The crown is cute. They are pretty, aren't they? I think I'm doing so much better than the first batch. Oh boy, oh boy. And I'm going to put this black one and this purple flower and do the wax on top of it. And I'm thinking it's got a little bit of pink in there, and I've got some white. So I'm going to put white in my pot, and I only need about four. Oh, these are clear. I'm going to try white with that little bit of pink and see if I can stir it up to make a real pale pink, a paler pink. And then I'm going to add a couple little beeswax, a pinch of beeswax. Pellets. These are little pellets. And they will mix up with the wax and they will leave a scent. They will leave a scent to the wax because there's no oils in these. I found all the ones I dropped. I found them. So I am real thrilled with what we're doing tonight. Very satisfied. So I'm going to relight my candle. And then while it is warming up, I will go to Random Org and pick a number for the winner. So so that little metal thing on there gets really, really hot. I almost burnt myself. I didn't, but I almost did. So let me get my phone back and pick a number between 1 and 100. Random sequence. We want a sequence. That's not what I used to use. Random.org. And then it will get a sequence and okay. The winners are there's four winners. The first one is 74. 74. Without going over. 74. Darling got it. She's going to be so surprised. Faringa. We got her. We got her number. The second number is 29. 29. 29. The white and the pink are mixing, making it a pale pink, another pale pink. Sherry Habling, congratulations, Sherry. I got something to mail you, honey. So that's good. I'm going to blow my candle out. Sherry Habling. Okay, the next number is 67. You're welcome, Sherry. I'll send you some happy mail, honey. 67. I'm going to do this one on the paper, the black paper. It's going to run off. I'm going to pour the rest of it in there. The beeswax um, thins it out. Annette. Well, I don't know, Annette. Howdy do, Annette. Welcome and congratulations. You need to message me your address. Join my Facebook group and you can. This is going to be a fail, but I'll put something on it anyway. And then the last one is 95. I'm on Messenger and I'm also in a Facebook group. If somebody can put my Facebook group in there if you want to join. I have an address file at the top of my Facebook page. And Janet with 88. Oops. See, that's why you got to be careful because there's all these obstacles on the desk. Everything is fine. Yes, Annette, that is fine because Janet is from England and Sherry won and she lives in Canada. So I would be most happy to mail this to you. And welcome to the group. You're part of us now. And Leah for oh, better luck next time. And then we have Janet. Okay. So yeah. And that's so funny, Janet and Darlene slipped off. Slipped off the bed. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, I'll be looking for your address. That's fine. In Messenger, be fine, and I can. And there is a picture of me and and my husband is my picture, I believe. Yeah. This is me. There are several Beth Schulers in Messenger, but this is me. But I don't weigh that much anymore. I'm 40 pounds lighter, Annette, so I'm really not that heavy. I need a new picture. I'll need a new picture. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Now I'll let this cool. This cooled. So I'm going to I put my bee on there, and it did show up, but I'm going to have to uh, trim it up with the scissors because it's kind of, it's wonky. but we like wonky sometimes. Now I've let this cool, but what I think I'll do is I'm going to heat it up and see if I can't put this flour. I think this flour is too big. I'm going to pick another flour. And you can see the difference between the color. This is a mauve pink, and this is a real pale pink because I added white. And that little red thing in there would look cute. Find my tweezers. These are so cute, and I'm going to put that right there. And I could probably glue these down, but I think it would really be cool to just heat it up with the heat gun. Mary does it all the time. And I'm going to put this over here for safekeeping because the heat gun is going to blow everything. And I will put this over here out of the way for safekeeping. Hopefully I don't blow it away. So we'll heat this wax up in the container, and this will not hurt it. But I'm just going to get the top of it. It's already glistening. It's already glistening. That's all it took. That's all it took. And then I'll get my tweezers, and I've got it's a red 4-leaf clover. And I'm going to lay that right on top of that. And then I'm going to put my lid on top of it to push it down into the wax. Oh boy, I'm loving this, guys. I'm really loving it. Now, what were we talking about? I could try and put more wax on top of that, but I think it'll stay. I think it'll stay. I think I might need to glue it on. Yeah, it's not sticking. It didn't stick. So I'm going to try a little. Oh, let me show you what else I got, guys. You're going to be so excited to see this. But I got some Elmer's Extreme School Glue Extreme in a liquid. They were talking about it. That they were getting the sticks back. The sticks were popular, the glue sticks in the extreme paint, and some of the girls were saying they loved it, and that's their favorite. And I found these bottles on the internet, so I bought them. And I like the little bottle that they're in. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on top of this. I can take it out of the mold. And I'm going to glue my flower down. I've just got a little drop of glue. And I'm just going to use the other end of my skewer to spread that paint around. I should have scored it, and I can still score it by making some lines in the glue, and I'm kind of scoring the wax. That way.
Hello.
Pat. Just a second. Let me put my flower down. And then I'm going to use a paintbrush and spread the rest of that glue around on top of the flower very easily, lightly. We're doing a little bit of surgery here.
That's fine.
So It's still not sticking very good. I don't like the red on the pink anyway, but that's okay. My favorite is this one, and it was an accident. I think I need to make some more of those. So I'm gonna put this in my water. So because I had a little bit of glue on it, had a little bit of glue on it. All right. Okay. Then I have these little candles that I haven't done yet. So let's try one of these. And you have to hold this one. So I'm going to light the candle, light the wick. Joe is just in the other room if I need him. I'm going to let it burn a little bit and it melts this wax. And then I just hold it over top of the mold and let it drip. And I'm going to do another flower. So this won't need a press. It'll just need the lid and a flower to go on top of it.
Sherry says it's very pretty.
Thank you, Pam. I went ahead and had the drawing, but you're already going to get one, so you don't have to worry. But I gave 4 of these away,
Oh, good.
and you've got one too.
Yeah, I saw that you were doing the drawing because I had my device upstairs with
Yeah,
me, listening in the background.
Okay. Now the only thing about this is it just takes a few minutes to let the wax melt. And I'm liking the pot, the little spoon best. To be honest with you. And the other thing I thought about is if these spoons were a little bit bigger, then you could have more wax, and that way I could pour
Bye,
2
Leah.
or 3 at a time. So that's the wax went ahead and it blew itself out. So I'm done with that one, and I'm going to probably uh, sit this over there real easy so that it doesn't touch any paper because I don't want anything on fire. So I'm just going to sit it right here. I don't think it'll catch on fire. I think it's out, but I'm watching it. And then in this, and the wax does have strings. Look at this. This is a wax hair. It's a wax hair. That is so funny. So now I'm going to get a flower, and I'm going to go with the white one again, the Queen Anne's lace, which is right here. Get my tweezers, and I'm going to lay it on top of that wax, and then I'm going to put my lid on top of that and let it squish a little bit. Don't know if that'll go or not. It's squished out over here, but I'm thinking that this takes so long to drip, it cools off before you have time to finish it. And it had a blob over on this side, which was still hot, but the other side was cooled and it didn't squish over there. So this is not going to be my extreme favorite, but I could still use the wax in there. Oh yeah,
Just got to be quicker.
that's right. And let's see. It seems to me Joe bought me a new X-Acto knife a couple weeks ago, And I saw Pam got a new X-Acto knife, and it looks
Oh,
awesome.
those
It
are
is
from
awesome.
Dollar Tree.
Retractable.
Yes, I got mine off of Temu.
So
That's like my favorite purchase that I got off of there.
okay. Now the only
I
thing
love
with
it.
this one is it's got attachments, and I don't have a little case to put the attachments in, but I will before the night is over.
Yeah, just find an old medicine bottle. That works.
Yeah, I've got one. I've got one on my desk. So right now I'm going to use this blade, and you loosen it up, and this goes down in the middle like that. Push it all the way down, and then you tighten it up. It's just a little Dollar Tree one. It's not
Yeah,
expensive.
I have
Now,
several of those kind.
the only thing is it's not tightening up. Am I screwing it the right
Oh,
direction?
you need to make sure you pull your sleeve up um towards the blade to lock it in place, and then you tighten it.
Because it's spinning. Okay, so you can push down on the blade to get it to screw back in. Okay, got it. Thank you. So that worked. You have to be very, very careful. And with this candle, I'm going to just cut off some pieces. I'm like Mary. I'm experimenting, and this wax is very hard. Very hard. I was going to melt it in the pot, but it's going to be harder to cut than I want to fool with a knife. I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to use my pellets.
You
And
could have always kept your blades in the black case while you were doing that.
yeah, yeah, they're
Instead of
fine.
all over your desk.
Yeah, they're fine. I'm going to put them in something. I got a bottle right over there. So the next one I'm going to do is trying to do red. Let's see how it does. I'll have to trim this one up. So I'll have to, it didn't go out far enough like I wanted it to. And that's another thing. If your wax is really, really thick, you can always add the beeswax to thin it down. So that I did a pinch on the last one, just a pinch of beeswax, the real tiny little pellets. And I'm going to do another red one. And I'm going to open up the ivory. This is the off-white colors. And get one of these down here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I'll open this one up. Ooh, I'm having a warm flash.
Is it all that heat from doing your wax?
It's really a hot flash. So I'll get my tweezers and I'm going to get my flower out. It's got a piece of red wax thread on it. And I'm sure that if you take a heat gun, if you have any strings attached, that you can take a heat gun and warm them off. Get my crumbs out of here. I don't need these extra little garbage pieces. So I wanted to raise that up. That corner right there. And get that flower right there. Thought it might be two, but nope, it's one flower. So that's going to be the next one. Aren't these so cute? Dried flowers. Oh, the other end is opened. That's okay. I got two opened ends. So, this one here is kind of a fail, but I'm not done with it. I'm going to try to fix that, and I'm going to try using beeswax and do a clear base. So I'm going to light my candle back up, and it looks like I have a little bit of flowers in that. I'm going to take that out. Don't need that little extra thing in that. So I'm going to heat this up again, light my candle. So, bye, Leah. Thanks for coming in. Carefully lighting my candle, not burning my fingers. Cover it up, get it away from everything. Sip my wax on there, my bowl. And I think I am gonna cut this edge off right here. Be like Mary. I don't like that part. Me too. Me too. I don't like that part. But I am going to do it again, and I'm going to sit this whole thing in the beeswax until it comes up to the sides of that whole circle there. I am. I'm going to put this in there. It's a little bit darker red, but I think it'll blend nicely with the light colored wax on the bottom. It's got a pale pink. But it's so funny that this was a string off of the wax. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's a wax. That's made of wax right there, that thread. Barely see it. It's meltable. It's pure wax. Okay. Now, while that's doing that, I'm going to go over here. And I've had I have these little bottles right here. This is from my test strips that I use when I do my glucose monitor. And they come in these hard plastic film. They look like film cases. And this will be
good.
for my blades. So that's good. I just need to figure out how to store this blade without cutting, because it won't fit back in the box with the blade on. But I do have another um, X-Acto knife case that this will fit in, and as soon as I find it. But in the meantime, I'll have to figure out what I could put a used lid on it from an ink pen lid or something like that, and then I can label these blades. So this is almost done. I can smell the wax on the bottom of my bowl, my little spoon. I can smell the wax. There was a little bit of drippage there. I'm going to take my skewer and give it a little stir because there was some white, light pink in the bottom. And I mix the beeswax up in it, and it will make it soupy. Hang on, soupy, soupy, hang on. And take my skewer out. And it's fine. I'm going to lay it here. Actually, my skewer is way too long. I'm going to break it in half. I can still use the other end for something. But there's my skewer. And this is ready, so I'm going to take it off and blow my candle out. And I'm going to pour this in here. Barely fill it in. And use my napkin to wipe my edge of my candle bowl off. Sit that down, and I'm going to let it fill in. And then I'm going to put this flour right on top. It soaked it right up. Perfect. Perfect. It soaked it right up. The leaves just went. Okay, we'll quit playing with it. And I have enough to do another one, so I'm just going to go ahead and make another bee because we like bees with the rest of this. Let's see if I can do another one. Okay, and I'm going to sit this directly on top. I didn't want it to sink all the way down. Okay. Now, I want to let this cool off, and then I'm going to peel that out. And I'm going to get some beeswax to put in this one. The flowers are this first one. I don't know if I'll ever get to do. I don't know if I'll ever top this one. Don't know. Let's see what Pam's doing over here. What you doing, Pam?
I
Let everybody see
am.
what you've done on your thing, on your diamond painting.
What are you burning? Candles?
Yes.
Or you still?
Yeah.
You still some things?
Wax seals. So I'm just waiting for this to cool off, and it
I'm
might.
kind of jumping around with it a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
Kind of hard to see with all
Where's
the.
his eyes?
I know.
Yeah, there's his two eyes on the left there, right?
Yeah, it's got his eyes right there.
Okay.
So I have this part up here done. Some of the white, some going down and around.
That his ears? Okay.
Yeah, his ears are right
I
here.
see his eyes. That was his nose. One of his was his nose. His eyes. Okay, I see his eyes now. That's his nose.
Oh yeah, his nose right there and his eyes there.
There's
yeah.
his eyes. Looking good. And he's kind of got 2 or 3 shades going on in his fur.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it down there far enough.
Okay. There is a little bit of wax in here, but I'm not going to worry about it. Now, Mary would want to use it. I guess I could put my beeswax in there with that. It wouldn't hurt a thing. It's the same shade. It's the same hue. So I'm going to add a little bit of beeswax to this pot. A pinch at a time. Now the beeswax is going to be thinner than the regular wax, but I still think it will work. So I'm going to light my candle back up. And you have to be careful. These little tea lights, they only last for so long because they're half the size of a regular tea light. And I know I've got some other tea lights in the house. For I used to buy a lot of Starlight items. It was a gift shop place. My bead turned out great. It turned out really good. I just need to put some. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing.
No, they can only see me.
It's all right. We'll fix it.
See me as I'm goofing off, not doing anything.
You can read my chat for me because I'm busy with the fire. But there's my little bee. I'll put some gold on them. Gold is my favorite color for my bee. I dropped my pen. Got all kinds of treasures on the floor. I need to get down there to tend to them. So I'm just going to take my gold pen and just lightly go over the bee part. So there he is. He turned out good. Even though I've got 2 or 3 here going on at a time, you still do one at a time. It's still one at a time. Let me go ahead and take this one out and see how it is. It's okay. The beeswax came up to the edges of it. And the edges need to be softened. And I have an idea of what I might be able to do with that. I might be able to, now my pot's ready to go. So I'm going to get my skewer and stir it up pretty good because it's got beeswax and regular seal wax. The beeswax is definitely lighter and it floats to the top. So I'll stir it up pretty good and we'll blow my candle out. And I'm going to pour this in here and just fill up the bottom. Just the bottom part. And now I'm going to put this in the middle of it and let it sink. And I should get a better rim of seal. Maybe not. Maybe not. I still think it needs more. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. I bet if I use the heat gun on it, it will do something good.
Try it. Why not?
Why not?
Just don't burn anything.
No, I won't. Actually, there was a little bit of wax left in my spoon, and I dripped it on there, and it looks pretty good. Just have to move it around a little bit. Oh, that looks all right. Just like that. And I can still use the heat gun to smooth that little piece out. And right there. It's going to be great. It's going to be one of my favorites. So I blew my candle out, so I'm okay. I see I have to keep talking to myself to make sure I don't forget what I'm doing. So I'm going to heat this up a little bit. and it heats it up fast. That's it. It's heated up and it's done. So we just have to let that one cool. It's got a darker red in the middle because it had this candle and then this candle and it's a lighter red. So that's fine. Perfectly fine. And I can still put this on it to give it maybe give it a flat part. But I think it cooled off too quick. So looks fine. It's going to be fine. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get some more wax out. And do y'all want to shout out a caller? What kind of caller you think I should do next?
Not seeing anybody say anything.
There's a little bit of a delay.
Well, I'm watching on my device.
Yeah.
Blue.
Blue. Okay. Let's see what the red and the little bit of red does to that blue. You think it'll turn purple?
Probably.
That would be our dream, wouldn't it? If we could blend the waxes. Sometimes it does a swirl. Depends on how much you stir it up. So I'm going to relight my candle. Playing with fire. I might end up peeing the bed tonight.
Uh-oh.
Playing with fire. That's what happens. So I still have, I haven't done the rose. I'll do a blue rose. This one didn't work out very good. It's not cooling off like it should. I think the beeswax might have messed with it. Because I did it in two parts. I can try to heat that up and see if it'll mend itself. Paying attention to my fire, using my heat gun at the same time, playing with danger. This won't take long to melt. It melts it right now, I'm telling you.
Just be careful.
I think there was an air bubble in it.
Don't burn yourself.
There must have been an air bubble because there's a hole in it. Oh my heavens. I think it was a fail. It's okay to fail.
Yep, it's a learning experience.
It is. It is. Now Mary would add another piece of wax on there and melt it down again.
Well,
But
yeah.
I think that beeswax really thinned it out, and that was the problem. You got to stick with the original waxes that come with the kit. No playing around. I only put the beeswax.
Playing around is so much fun.
I know it. I only did it because I had the wax already. Had the wax. Hi, Zena. You don't have to correct that. I know what you meant. She meant to say hi, Beth.
Maybe she was saying hi to her bed. Like, oh, my bed.
Are you just getting home? So anyway, I'm going to stir this up. It's got red and blue in there. Yep. Yeah, the only reason why I did the blue was because, or did the beeswax, is because I already had the beeswax. And and I've also done uh, a little bit of encaustic type play where you
Well, you're
do
not
art
going
with
to know
that.
if it doesn't work if you don't give it a try.
That's right. We'll never know. So I'm going to pour this right in here. I need to blow that candle out.
So you experiment so others don't have to.
That's right. Now you know what not to do, right?
Exactly. But
Blow
they'll
that out.
probably still try it though.
Blow that out. I'm going to put my rose in here. And I'm going to try dipping it in can I dip it? I don't know if I can dip it or not. I don't think it'll dip. I think it's too big. It's too big. But I've got a dry brush and I'm just going to lightly go over this rose with a little bit of glitter. Glitter. Had glitter in her hair. Glitter everywhere. I love my glitter girl. So there's a little bit of glitter on there. Let's see how that works. And I'm going to turn it upside down on top of the blue because some of it did trickle off. Now I'm laying it on there, but I don't want it to push all the way down. This just looks like a hot mess over here. But I've got a little bit of blue left. And I'm just going to play with it and see if I can't fill up this gap, this gaping hole over here. I don't know. It's not going to, gotta, I've got, I've got wax in there. I wonder what that's made out of. I wonder if it's the same wax. I don't know. Tight quarters here. I'm just going to warm up this little bowl. Trying the glitter. This one's not as pretty as this one, but I do love them.
That's good.
The first try was such an accident, and it was so perfect. So I'm going to pour this on here now. Let's see if it'll drip out.
What you call a happy accident or a
It
happy
was
coincidence.
very happy. Okay, so I'm going to wipe the blue out. And that little bit of red didn't do, it might have changed the blue a little bit, but it didn't harm it. So now let's get another color. Maybe do a green or something. We haven't done green yet. And there's quite a lot of pellets in here to play with. And I'm going to try 4, just 4, only 4. I'm clapping my hands because we're having fun. So while that's melting, I'll show you our other little flower that we did.
Hi, Annette.
And then I did a bee. And I did a crown. And I did another bee. And I did a couple of fails, of course. Let's see, the deer worked out really good, and another bee worked out good. I've been doing a lot of bees. The deer worked out really nice, and these two are bees. I need to put maybe a little bit of silver on that one. And I did this one on black paper, but it ran, and I had beeswax in it, so it was thin. It was too thin, and it ran on the papers. But I might be able to salvage it by cutting it out again. And this one, I'm going to get my silver pen out, and it's got a little bit of purple glitter glue in there. This was made out of glue. Some are glue and some are wax. I think the glue guns are just as cute as the wax. And I think the glue gun is probably a safer method. So technically, this would probably be my first choice. The wax is fun, and you can still use all your wax seals with this type of glue. Now you can buy the wax sticks. Uh, I've used it. You can buy sticks like this in wax, not glue. But I still like the hot glue the best. The rose turned out nice. I put glitter on it. I got a little bobble on the edge, but I think it gives a little bit of character. It's a rose, a blue rose, a rare, rare blue rose.
Very
And
pretty.
let's
I love
see.
the little glitter in it.
Yeah, the glitter does come off a little bit. It's real paper fine. Okay, now this, I'm going to go ahead and let this wax out. And this one's not a pretty one, but it is one that we did. That was a learning curve. So now I've gone back to just the wax pellets, nothing more. You pour this directly in the middle of your mold and just barely rock it to get it to go to the edges. Like that. And then you take your wax seal and lay it in the middle. I don't want it to go all the way to the bottom. And it's going to work out. So I'm going to put some more pellets back in my bowl. I'll put some more pellets. Green. Let's use some more green. Use some bright green. St. Patrick's Day's coming up. Should have there's tons and tons of seals that you can buy, these seals with all kinds of pictures on them and stuff. We did the crown. We did the deer. We're doing the
I
rose.
can.
And I haven't done a tree tonight. And I haven't done a button. This one says thank you. We could do a thank you. Let this melt. and they melt pretty fast. And of course, the idea of these seals uh, is not to do them all at once. You have a letter that you're getting ready to mail out tomorrow, and you do one drip and you seal it, and then the letter goes out and you put everything away. But the way we're doing it as a craft project, we're really working it, you know, kind of makes a difference. So, and you don't really have to have the handle on these like we do, but it does prevent, in case it gets hot, it prevents you from burning yourself. Plus, it looks nice to have a handle. Yeah, I think it's a sales thing. So this is all melted. I'm going to go ahead and pour it out. And put that back on the fire and put I'm going to wait just a second on that, and we'll put some more canned wax out, and we could try the lighter green. And now we could put this on. I'm holding it up. And then this one's ready to come out. Oh, this is nice. It had a little bit of glitter left on the rose seal, the seal part. It's still warm. And this green one with the rose on it turned out perfect. And all I did was use a dry paintbrush to brush on a little bit of that glitter onto here, and it did two of them. Here, the blue one and the green one, and
Nice.
these turned out real nice. The green one did real good. I can really see the definition in this green one right here. And it might be just the color of the wax, but those are going to be keepers for sure. Well, they're all going to be keepers. What am I talking about? I'm going to keep them all. So let's get ready for another one. And we want to try the button again. So we want to try the coat of arms. And my dry brush is still here. Just going to brush and see if there's any glitter left on my brush. There's not. There's not. But I'm going to try putting some silver on the raised parts. It might not work. It's got a little lion in the shield and on top of the shield. It's really cool. Okay, I'm going to pour this out in my bowl, and we'll leave it marbled. And I'm going to put my button with its little pom-pom on it. Don't know if the emblem will stand out or not, because it dries after the ink dries. So I'm going to put some more wax in. I'm going another shade of green, blue green. We've got us a little assembly line going here. I'm using 4 of these, And with the little bit of that's left in the bottom of the bowl, it makes a perfect seal. I might be able to do 3, but right now I'll do 3 next time and just to test it. Because you've got a little bit of wax in the bottom of the bowl. That's probably the equivalent of an extra pellet. And we'll get ready and maybe put this button on the next one. I did do this one and it came out, but it wasn't in colored, it was in white. So we'll try it. Oh, this is going to be cute. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, so let's put a little bit of color on it.
Hi, Esther.
Hi, Esther. Just on the raised parts. So, bottom line, if you're thinking about this little hobby project, I love all of the seals. I love the buttons. Some buttons work better than others. I have not done another charm tonight, so we can get another charm out. We got another button we're going to try. And what I did with the charm is I took and I cut off the ring, the holder for it. This is ready to come out, so I'm going to go ahead and put it out. I do want to do some of the this one came out like a little tiny. You do have to wipe the edge of it off sometimes or it'll smoke. It'll burn and smoke. It had the light green in it and I put a blue green in it and it kind of done a little swirl thing. I'm just going to lay that button right on top. Let it cool. I'm going to put some more wax in here. And I'm going to use just 3 pellets this time of a darker green. And I want to use a charm. And I'm going to cut this, get a pair of wire cutters here and cut this little round thing off that hangs by. And it does come off with the wire cutter. You just have to make sure you don't. Okay, I took off one of the little balls, but it'll work. We're going to lay that down in the wax. You can see what I took off, and it took that off with it. But that's okay. We're not going to fuss about it. So we want to do that one next. Getting them lined up now. This is almost melted. Let me give it a little stir. Hi, Joe. Joe's in the house.
Hi, ladies. Hello, hello.
I'm working with
Joe.
fire, so
oh my gosh.
I can't look up and look at
I want
chat.
to know who's the fire instructor in here with her.
You should be.
You know she has to have a fire instructor or electrical instructor or something.
We should have a safety meeting.
You have to have a button.
So I'm blowing my candle out for
Well, I've done some electrical work before, Joe.
There you go.
I'm the one that wires my house if something needs to be rewired.
Oh, okay.
I'm a do-it-yourself, jack of all trades type.
You got
person.
one of those testers?
Yes, I have a tester. I even have a wire stripping tool.
We'll let that cool for just 1 second.
That sounds a little bit too much.
That
Really?
looks like a piece of candy. piece of chocolate or something.
I hope I don't eat any of that.
Nah, it'll be waxy if you do. And so I'm just going to drop this in the middle and
Smells like earwax.
plop it down in there.
Well, there's Honey Teresa. Hi, Honey Teresa.
So there it be. I probably could have done a better job with the uh, tweezers.
So you didn't even use my thing I made you, did you?
Yes, they were fails.
Fails. The plastic ones, couldn't get them out, could you? I figured it wouldn't.
I think I fixed it enough. I'm not going to fix it anymore.
Artful Esther, hello, hello. How are you?
So here's one button.
She likes to start the diamond painting.
So I've just got to pull the button out of the wax. It does flex a little bit, so you can go around the edge and kind of loosen it up. If I pull too hard on the pom-pom, it'll come off because I did that on one of the other buttons last time. But you can see it breaking out of the mold.
Yeah.
So
There
there's
it
my
is.
coat of arms, and you can see the silver that I put on it. You can actually see the silver. The only thing about this is the impression is in and not up and out. The seals that we have here makes the item come up, whereas the item on the button pushes it in and makes it reversed. Does that make sense?
Well,
It's
hold
an
it still so they can see it.
it's an innie, not an outie.
Yeah. Okay. Drop it down. Drop it down. Drop it down. Right there.
But it worked.
Oh, okay. So you colored the imprints of the outlines.
I did this one with the pen.
Uh-huh.
Then I stuck it in the wax. And if I'd done it right before, it waited. I had like a 3-second delay. And if I hadn't had a 3-second delay, it probably would have done a little bit better.
Well, it vaporized it a little bit. Dried it out.
But it worked. You can see the lions. There's a lion on the shield and a lion on top of the shield. And the little black specks was I think the original paint on the button.
Oh.
But that's a success. That is a success.
Successful.
I like that. And let's see the other button. So here's the other button. So I'm just going to, it's still warm. So I'm going to be real gentle with it.
How you say, Aunt?
You can break it. You can break it if you're not careful.
Oh, Esther wants to know where you got your tray with the circles.
Okay, I ordered this tray and it was big. Mary had one this morning on her channel, and it has like 20 different holes in it, and it looks like something that you would make watercolors in or something. They're like you could make little.
Pour your paint colors.
You could do paint. You could do clay. You could do polymer clay. You could probably do paint pours in it. Everything comes out of it. It's silicone. It's real soft. And it's like this mold. This is a hot pad, and it's oven proof, and you can take things out of the oven with it. And I used it because of the honeycomb, and that's what I use it.
Well, Sharon Lumbar says it's very nice, Beth.
And
she appreciates it.
And then I invented a bunch of stuff, Esther. You get these seals with these emblems on them. They have them in every emblem you want. And then there was one that was a blank emblem, and I substituted a blank one instead of buying one. I used my bottle cap, and it made a flat surface so I could do dry flowers.
Very nice.
This is my favorite. So I tried to do it again, and I was playing with the wax. And I was putting beeswax in this one, and then a leftover wax, and it didn't didn't do real good on this end right there. But
Is
I
that a-
think I can put some glue right there.
It's got a fish in it, right?
It's a flower, honey.
Oh, it looks like a fish. Like a,
Okay.
oh, okay.
Esther thinks it looks like a dandelion.
Yeah,
Dandelion.
it's flower buds. And then I did this one, and it had beeswax in it, and I played around with some leftover wax and tried to fix the back of it. And this one's a fail, but it'd still be okay to use in my art. I would use this on a page. Uh, the rose with the glitter worked perfectly. I put the glitter on the seal with a dry paintbrush, and then I put this on top of the hot wax. This is pure wax, and I've decided that these wax pellets are the best, and they work really really good. I did do some hot glue gun at the beginning of the show. These were done with uh, hot glue and wax glue. Let's see if I can figure this one out. I really can't tell the difference between the wax and the glue gun. They were both silver, and these were done with the hot glue gun. I recommend the hot glue gun, except you don't have the colors like you do with the wax. You do have colored glue sticks, but they're translucent when you heat them up. They're not a solid color like the wax.
Yeah, I have a blue one and a silver one that goes in a hot glue gun.
And then you can buy the wax hot glue sticks, and these are wax hot glue sticks. And one or two of these are I think the bees here are the wax, and I think these two are the glues, hot glue.
Esther says she likes them too, but and she wants to know where you got your tray.
Right. I got it off of Amazon. And just type in wax seal supplies. And Esther, I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I just had a drawing, and I gave away, I cut my tray up. I cut my tray up into fours, and I had 5 of them to give away, and I gave away 4 of them tonight. I had a drawing earlier tonight. I'm so sorry you missed out on it. Um, and so there was going to be 4 lucky girls that are going to have this tray, and this tray is going to be great for polymer clay. It's going to be great for mud clay, regular clay, air drying clay. You could do paint pouring, acrylic pouring. You can do the resin pourings in these as well, and make medallions and necklaces and things. There's so many things that you can use this tray for. It's not just for wax. And I just want to thank you all for watching tonight. It's almost 9 o'clock. I've done this for 3 hours. Look at what I've done. Let me see if I can't make up. Oh, and let me show you the last one I did. And this was the charm. I put a piece of jewelry in there. Now there's a little bit of a piece of wax right here, and I'm just going to break it off or cut it off as soon as I find my scissors. I've got a variety of things on the desk tonight. I'm just going to trim that off. Don't need it. And this is it's very acceptable to me. It's a little off on the circle part, but I love it. And then it was just a charm. And you could even inset your buttons. I got this one to show you yet. Just a minute. Don't go nowhere. These are charms that I got for bracelets and for tassels and things. And the end of your books, I got this Christmas star collection, and there's a few in there that would go any time of the year, like this one. It's not necessarily a star, but or a snowflake, but it's a star. But it's for any time. I used this was my seal armor button, my quarter. What is it? Coat of arms seal, and it worked out real good. It is an aluminum button, This button here was a metal button. It looks like it's copper. It's real old. It's in a real dark uh, brownish gold color. And I'm going to try to break the wax off of it, uh, or not break it, but to release it, the button off of it. And there it comes. And this was one of the girls said they didn't like using the uh, buttons, but so far I have. I'm looking to see to make sure the jewels are still on the button, and they are. This is the button, and it's got these little diamond, they're fake diamonds, bling, and it's like a basket. And here is the wax form of it, and you can see the basket in there. And I swear, it looks like either a hole or it looks like something shiny down in there, something sparkly from the jewels. And the jewels might be painted, they might be glass, they might be plastic. I have no clue. So what I need to do now is to put some color inside there.
Just a drop.
And I can either use a gold pen or a silver pen or a purple pen. I'm going to try the silver pen and try to go down in there and highlight that top part of the button. And it's a possibility that part of the diamonds, the fake diamonds, are in there in the wax, but I don't care.
Normally it's on the bottom, not the round part on top.
Exactly.
It's in there.
Exactly. But a button can be done anyway.
Yeah.
So I just sort of highlighted it down inside, and it came out. And so you could experiment with what kind of buttons you want to do. It's not real clear, but again, it's indented, and it's not up. It doesn't come up. That's the difference with when you use a button as a stamp. Mary was using her rubber stamps, her eraser stamps that she carved in her wax, and it worked. So you could probably use some of your rubber stamps, your small rubber stamps.
Esther, I think you're right. It's a Celtic emblem.
Yep, yep. It's some kind of a Celtic, but anyway, it's not my favorite to color in. It was kind of confusing to see the shape, and so next time I will get my button jar out. I've got a cookie jar over here full of buttons. And this was just buttons that I had in my little tiny drawer up here, which was, my 4-inch drawer. So I think I've got more buttons over there to play through. And I'm going to keep all of my seals that I have. I love everything. I didn't get to make any of my bee for the bees tonight. Is Jennifer still here? And I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of this away. And I need a baggie to put.
Yeah, you could take Reynolds wrap and make a small little tiny ball and press it up
You'll have to go get me a
put it in the little
baggie.
hose.
Will you go get me a Ziploc baggie?
Yeah.
And I will put these that I've made in a baggie, and they'll go on top of my thing. And I can go ahead and take a few of these out, these charms, because these charms are going to eventually make it over to my bee box. And there's a few things that would look cute in the wax. And for charms. And I've got other charms like heart charms and things like that. Okay, Jennifer is still here. I've got a book over here. I'm going to flip through for Jennifer. And this one kind of looks like a flower. It's like a pink flower. So that might work with the wax. Doesn't have to be a snowflake. I've got some gold things in here too. Let's see what this is. Thank you. I'll need a little baggie to put my jewels in.
Crown
And
jewels.
and this is a little gold snowflake. I'm just going to put a few of these over here to use next time. And then these will go in my bead box. And you can also, I hadn't didn't get a chance to use sequins and things. I'll put that in the bag to use for next time too. So I got a lot to put in here. So anyway, that's where I stand on that. And you can buy a button seal like this, and it looks like a buttonhole, a button. Um, I saw one. It was, I think it was $3.99 online, but you can buy just the heads, and then you keep the handles, and the handles are interchangeable. So I'm going to need 2 more baggies, 3 more baggies. And I didn't get a chance to use these. I wanted to use these and put the wax and do a stamp, and then if it didn't come out, I could push it out. This is for clay, or this is for fondue uh, uh, in the cake decorating department. I had those. So just bring me a box. I got several boxes of baggies. I can use a box in here. Yes, it did look like a Celtic knot, but it's not very pretty on here because I can't figure out what it is. But I love the dried flowers. Thank you, thank you. Um, I bought these dried flowers several years ago, and I just found them in the drawer yesterday, and I got them out to use on my ACT cards. And so these are really cool, and that's how I made the this one, and this one was definitely the 5-star one right here. So these are going to stay on my desk because I'm not putting them in the wax box, but in the wax box I can put some of these and the buttons and the stamps. And see, this button was cute to try to do. And I didn't have a problem with the buttons. Now, somebody else said in the chat room that they didn't like the buttons. They thought the buttons didn't work very good. So I'm not quite sure if the wax was, if you pushed it too far, pushed it into the wax instead of laying it on the wax. It takes a light hand to a light hand to will keep my bottle cap, keep my other buttons. I think you just have to try, just keep trying until you find what really, really works for you. It's experimental, and I do like I like these beads waxes for the collar. I like the hot glue gun wax. You can buy the wax sticks. These are wax sticks that you can get, and they're colorful. So these would be acceptable in your hot glue gun. And you can get hot glue guns at your thrift shop for real cheap. If you want one just for glue and one just for wax, you can do that. I used it for both. I think the hot glue worked just as good as the wax, but the hot glue is more clear. And if you buy the hot glue sticks, colored sticks, they melt translucent. So that was the difference of that. No, Beth, I was the buttonholes that tore the seal when I tried to take it off. The buttonholes ripped the middle of the wax. Is that what you're saying? It ripped the wax. So maybe it wasn't dried enough. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's something that you just need to test out again. I'm not sure, sweetie. But I'm going to put all my little wax seals in here, and I will use a lot of these in my art. And I just, I'll have to see how many I can make. See if I can divide up. I might have to put a few of these in my Happy Mail. In the bag. Since I made a bunch of bees. And but it, of course, I was talking a lot. I didn't get to do the sequence. I will do that next time. I didn't get to do the honeycomb. I will do that next time. But there's just so much fun and so much variety in all of it that it was difficult to do it all at once, And Brenda said she bought a diamond painting the other day. Good for you. I'm happy that you did that. So here's my tweezers. Now the only thing about this little box, this one holds, but this one doesn't hold. Now what am I going to do to get that to hold? Just put a piece of tape or lay it flat? Lay it flat in the box. And I've outgrown my box. Already outgrown my box. She said yes. It tore the middle of the wax out. Okay, and so that meant the wax was too thin in the middle. So you either pushed it down too far, didn't have enough wax. You've got to have a decent amount of wax on your circle, and then you lay the button on top and just barely indent the top of the wax. Don't push it down, or you put it on too quick and the wax was too liquidy and it went to the bottom, so it made that middle part of the button thin. So if you put the wax down in your circle and it's heaped up, just maybe go blow on it one little time. Then when you put your button on, lay it on top and just barely tap it with your nail. Just barely tap it, and you'll get that impression of the button and let it cool that way and not push it all the way down. Mary was pushing her things down too far. She had a hard hand, and you got to have a light hand when you're doing the wax seals. You can't. And when I was laying down these metal things, these are heavy. These are heavy, and they're meant to be heavy so that they would sit on the wax to make an indentation. They wanted to, but if your wax is too hot and too liquidy, it's going to go all the way to the bottom, and you're going to have a thin bottom, and it's not going to be a good seal. So there's a happy medium that you gotta try to do. A happy medium. I hope that helps. We'll put my Q-tip in there, put my glitter in there, put my little waxies in there, put my lighter in there. And I don't need that little thing. Throw him away. I did try to do one of these. I'll put them back in there. So I'm cleaning everything up. I've got a couple of these laying around. I can put them in there. And these can go in the box. Oh, there's another wax. This one says, oh, thank you. I must have laid it over there. Okay, so what else? I think that's enough for tonight. I will do a little flip through for Jennifer. If you all
I will talk to you guys later. I gotta go.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Pam. I'm sorry we didn't.
Oh no, you're fine. It was great. Thank you so much.
I'll see you soon
All right. Bye bye.
next time. Okay. Thank you, Pam. Um, it was just I couldn't do both everything. I was into the wax, excited about the wax, and it was all about the wax tonight. And um, everybody's been buying from Temu, the Temu store. So there's that, and here's all my wax seals, which really aren't that many, but I was making them. I think I was getting faster at the end. I think I was getting a little faster at the end. And this thing here does get warm. And the last time, yep, I, I just I'm a real safety buff. Okay. So when I use this candle, I want you to look at the little black marks right here. That's the smoke from that candle. Now I think it will wipe off, but whenever you see black on wood, whenever you see black on wood, that means it's going to catch on fire. Okay? So that just goes to show you that these little devices and things are truly originally used just to seal a letter or two, one or two letters, and then blow out. Um, it's not meant to burn for 3 hours. And good night, Annette. Thank you for coming in. Welcome, honey. I'm so glad. I'll be looking forward to seeing you again. And I'll be getting your things out in the mail. It might take a couple of weeks to get to Denmark, but it will get to you. I've mailed to Denmark before, and I've mailed to Switzerland, and I've mailed to uh, uh, another place over there. So, and I mail to England all the time. And we've got good connections to England because I'm in Florida, and all of our mail goes out of Miami, and it goes straight over, and my mail gets over there in a week, but it'll take another week to get on up to Denmark. Yes, you sit this over a tea light. These tea lights came with the kit, and the tea lights are half the size of a regular tea light. And this is what your bowl sits on so that it melts. Now, again, this setup to me is used for someone to use for one or two letters that you're mailing. Put your wax seal on and you mail out your pen pal letters. Not for 3 hours of crafting like I did tonight. I kept blowing my candle out, working, and then I would go back and relight the candle, and I kept doing that I did that like 3 or 4 times, at least 3 or 4 times. And because this is not meant to burn solid for 3 hours, and I've been on for 3 hours, and I'm saying for safety purposes, please be careful. Mary Altier used her heat gun to melt her wax, and then she poured it, and then she laid this on the table. She didn't use this, and I'm glad because Mary has had a fire in her art room before that frightened us. And so I'm pretty sure that somebody has said, please, Mary, please, 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 please don't use fire, because it would be a tragedy if we had a fire going on here. And I have had electrical issues here. Uh, uh, Accidents happen. But when I was doing this, I was doing this one at a time, and I was working with this mold, and I was being very careful and mindful of what I was doing. I made it very, very clear. I didn't want, and of course, Joe was here too. I don't know. I mean, I'm not afraid to do this kind of art, but there's just so much stuff here to get into, and an accidents happen. You reach over, you burn your arm, and you jerk, and everything goes flying. Hi, Monkey Mary. Hi, honey. That's a good idea too, is to always keep a bottle of water. I do have a jar of water, paint water, that I keep on my desk at all times. So, and that was another thing when I burned my candle, this little candle. I burned this little candle, and then when I blew it out, that wick right there was still red for just a second or two, and so it was smoking, and in Dee Dee had a little drop of water on her table, and she put that burn part out. So that was a good idea too, to have a little bowl of water or a little cup. I could even use a medicine cup, because you can see how much clutter is on my desk, and I was trying to keep things separate and easy. I was trying. So I'm gonna put my wax in the bottom because the lid doesn't shut very good, and I think it needs to be on the bottom flat so it doesn't spill. So I'm gonna lay all these little baggies on top of that. I'm going to leave my wax seals out. So I'm happy with everything that we did tonight. My pens, I'm keeping them on my desk, my metallic pens, because I can use them in my art, not just in the wax. I forgot to use the metallic paint. I'm not going to keep that. I'm going to keep that. That goes in the box. And this goes in the box. And this goes in the box. So I got my desk kind of cleaned off here. And it came, some of my supplies came with this box here. And I had my hot glue on it, and I've messed it up. So I'm going to have to do a repair job on this one day, or I could put a wax seal on it. But this is what my wax seal came in, this box. And I ended up putting everything in here. But there's a little holder for that. And then there's a place for my seals. Let's see if I can find them all. And this makes it cute to leave on your desk, because if you're just doing things as for letters, I don't know how they have these packed in here. They don't fit, but you can line them up, I suppose. We could try to put them in the box, but I think it'd be easier just to throw them in the bag. And see, this one has an extra handle and an extra, because my kit came with one handle and one tree, and then this kit came with 5 and a handle, so it doesn't hold both handles. So I'll put one in the baggie anyway. So that's kind of my little collection there. And I'm not I have ordered one more of these, and it's going to be a surprise. But you could take and tie this little box, and it can sit on your desk. Might be able to make a book out of it, put a book, something, decoration on it. And I can always put a seal on that to hide that little blemish. But anyway, that's my little, I'm going to leave it in the box for now, but I don't think it's going to last, to be honest with you. just to be honest. And I think I'm just going to pick out a few of these because I got a whole bag of them. And I don't need the whole bag of these in the wax box. I'm going to try a couple. I'll take like a butterfly. That's an awful big butterfly. Let's see if there's a smaller, because the wax seals are smaller. They're all individual. There's 3 sizes in each. And the only thing I know to do is to try. So I'm just going to put some of these little ones in here, like that one, and maybe a leaf. There's a little butterfly. I'll put it in the wax seal. And these will go into the clay. I'm going to do clay next month in March. We're going to do polymer clay and pottery clay. I have a funny feeling we're going to do polymer clay first. There's a star. And there's a heart. So I do have a feeling that we're going to be using a lot of these. There's flowers. I think I put one of these, something like this in there. So anyway, the rest of these will be for polymer clay. I just wanted to put 1 or 2 in the wax seals. That's all. And this will go in the wax seal box. Just a variety. And I can always go and get these out of the other clay box. But this will be in the wax seal box. And all of these will go into the polymer clay box and the outside clay too. So that's good. That's all good. We got that fixed up, sealed up. And then I forgot about this. I bought these stamps, and these are kind of old style stamps back in the day, in old fashioned font. And I was going to try to do this in the clay. This will be better in clay than it would be in wax because they're individual, unless you just want to do a random numbers, do random. But I'm thinking this will do better in polymer clay or in the real clay than in the wax. But I did buy these. These were on my wish list, and I've been wanting them for a long time. So I finally did get these. So these stamps, and then I'll get to use these with ink as well. So these will go underneath my desk with my other stamps that I have under my desk. So I already got put away. So and this is my hot glue gun, and I use it for everything, but it's got wax in this. So maybe I should put this one and dedicate it to my wax. I've got several of these. So I'm going to dedicate this one to wax since I got the wax sticks, and it'll go in my wax box. So I've got everything in my wax box that needs to go. My brushes are fine. They're dry. I used this one with glue, and it's fine. So I'm going to put those away. I have one little flower that's out that I will put away in the pink flowers. And I think these were a hit. The little ones anyway, the little ones. And this one's got a extra hole on it down here. So I'm going to repair that hole. These little flowers are so pretty. Get in there. Get in there. So I cut that. I'm going to tape it shut so nothing comes out the bottom because the other end is open. So I'm going to repair this little hole. And that way I can sit them up because I cut the tops of them off already on that one and that one. Okay, so these will go my beeswax. I'm going to put it back into my Petite box. I've got a Petite box over here when I do the wax on the fabric, and this will go with that, back to that box. I did not like the beeswax with the sealing wax, and there was that other circle I was missing. That's all right. So I think I've got everything put away. And these pens go onto my desk in the pencil holder. And I'll use those metallic pens. I got my mail to go out. Now, I forgot to use the metallic paints. So much to choose from, so much to do. I could try to use a little bit of metallic paint. Let's see if I've painted everything. Seems to me I had one that I didn't paint. The rose turned out pretty. The dried flowers are okay. This one doesn't have anything on it. How about the green metallic? I'm just going to put my finger in there and get just that much. And I'm going to rub it on this bee real lightly. And it works. It's just the same as the rub-ons. It works good. And it's shiny. And you can see the bee. And I will be cutting this one out because it didn't turn out real pretty. So I'm going to cut a new circle. It's on paper. So when I use this seal, this paper, I can glue it down on my art project or on my envelope that I use it on, and it will stay. It will stay. So it's a little wonky, but it's okay. So there's my little bee with metallic paint. So it works. So I can put my metallic paint back up, and that's good to know. If you can use paints, you can use the rubs, the waxes. There's another circle, and see, this has got the black on the black paper, so it'll glue down on your project. So that'll work. So let's see, how many bees do I have? And I get to make more, so at least I should have at least 4 bees. And I try to keep it even. I got 2 of those. I got a rose and another rose. I got a button. I'm missing some. Because I had more of these. Huh. I wonder what I've done with them. I know I had more. Oh, they're in the secret box. The secrets. So there's a tree, and a tree, and a tree, and a tree. So we got bees and trees. We've got the coat of arms. There's 2 coat of arms. There's a coat of arms. Trees. And those buttons didn't turn out very good. We tried. And then I guess a crown. So we'll do a crown and we'll do a coat of arms. And we did the bees. We did the trees. We got 2 roses and 2 snowflakes. And then the flowers. And these were just odds and ends. Okay. There they all are. So maybe if I do 4, I can stick them in here. So, and then I can put a piece of tape. And that will mail. This will mail. I'm wondering if washi tape would hold better to silicone than this tape or masking tape. I got some masking tape. So you know what I'm doing, right? Oh shoot, I just dropped my secret box. You know what I'm doing, right? These are going to be mailed out to the winners. But I like doing it, so I will be making some more up, and like what I have left over can be used for Happy Mail and stuff. So I think that'll mail, and what I can do is wrap it in a napkin. And I do have some stickers down in there. And if I wrap it in a napkin, it'll stay tighter. So there's one. So there's one. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. Yes, the flowers are pretty. I bought them a long time ago, and I could not tell you where or how much or anything. Amazon. Everything comes on Amazon. Just look up dried flowers. So that'll be all right. There's 2. Our winners was Sherry Hablin, Darlene Faringa, Janet Nash, and our new friend Anita Hershkins. Hershkins. Is it Hershkins? I bet it is. And she lives in Denmark. So she better be sending me her address, or I'm going to whip her. I'm going to whip her if she don't. So I'll tape those down. So, y'all just watching me tape, like watching glue, watching wax cool tonight. We just watched the wax cool off. For some reason, I can't tear it. Well, it sticks to that paper for sure. So if anybody has any, questions about anything, you can always tell me. Um, if you like this, if you like what I did, of course, now the next time I do it, I'm not going to do so much teaching as I am. I'm going to get busy, and I'll be busier. I don't know about winning a whipping. Winning a whipping. No, nobody got a whipping tonight. Janet got the pretty one. She's the last one. She got the prettiest one. That's just the way it happened. I didn't plan it that way. Winning a whipping. That sounds like something my mom would say, or my daddy. I'll let you win a whipping if you don't straighten up. Yeah, that sounds like something my parent would say. So there's our giveaways. Didn't want to stick to that silicone. That's why I'm going to wrap it in a napkin. So there's our 4 winners. You put some of this paint back up. I ran out of room. It should go up there. These are knives. And I've got 4 left to play with next time. All right. How is that? And then here's my parchment paper. And I think I can reuse it again. I got a whole roll of it up there now, but that's all right. But there's everything's in a box. In one of these boxes. So I can put a lid on it, put a label on it, wax. And we will definitely get it out again. So I'm going to show Jen an art book here. Let's see. Let's get this one out. Oh, this is my napkin book. I'll show you my napkin book. We all like that. I have a special place for things, so I know where they are. So this is just an old reusable book, discarded book that I had. It said the Keys of the Kingdom. It's a book. And I repurposed it, and it came from back up home. And it's got a lot of napkins in it. So, but I do other gluing in it as well. So it's got stickers and ephemera and things. This is the first front cover of it. And it's a work in progress. I'm still working on it. I haven't worked in it for 6 months. So I need to get it out and start adding another napkin to it or something. And so after I did napkins, I randomly glue napkins down through the whole book. And then I would go back and I would add images. Hey, do you all remember Journaling by Fives? I watched that video last night. I was with Tanya McGuire. She did Journaling by Fives on her channel. I don't know the year. I didn't even look at the date, but it was probably a couple years ago. And um, and so I was on with her, with Tanya and me, and one other girl named Kim, and I think she was called the Dirty Paintbrush, Kim. Um, I don't really know her. I just met her the one time, but that's who was with us, and she narrated the chat while Tanya and I did the journaling by fives. And Shannon Green came into the chat room, and we were starstruck. We were just, it's like when Dee Dee comes into my room sometimes. I just get so miscombobulated. It's terrible. Get starstruck. But anyway, this reminds me of that, doing, because I used the napkin first, and then I can go back and add images. And you might have a bag of images beside you with a variety of things. And this was, there's a napkin. This is a napkin. But then the car is a paper. It's like a birthday napkin of some sort. But the car is a picture of a magazine. This is a magazine. And the words were magazines. But the girls was part of the napkin. You can see the napkin. And you glue it down in the book. So I ended up with this book tearing out every other page or so. I would tear out the pages, 3 or 4 pages, and then I was gluing them together, and then I quit gluing them together because the napkins give it strength. So you don't have to glue 2 pages together. And these pages were thick type of paper. They weren't thin. And so I didn't have to glue any of them together. But I did tear out quite a few so that it wouldn't be fluffy. And I still have room to work in this if I want to get it fluffier, a little bit fluffier. But I like to keep my book straight. But I've got at least an inch that I can do safely in this book without tearing it up too much. And because I go from front to back to middle, front, back, middle, and skip around, the spine of this book is perfect. There is no warping at all. I've done a good job with this book. Another thing that I probably did was with these signatures. You could see the signatures. I would go into the middle of the signature and take out 3 or 4 pages, and that would add more room into this book. But anyway, this is my napkin book, and I've been working on it for several years. There's a lot of happy mail in here. Sharon sent me this bumblebee. It's a jewel, but it looks perfect on this napkin. It's a napkin, and somebody sent it to me in happy mail. And here's another napkin down here that just has words on it. Be respectful, be honest, be kind. It's got a lot of B words on there. And then I added the stickers, and I added the Tim Hortons Little People. This was done in August of 2021. And this pocket was given to me in Happy Mail with the little card in it, homemade honey. And it's just a cute little pocket. And all it is a piece of paper. And you fold the top to make a house, right? Fold it down like a paper airplane. Then you fold the ends together, the edges, and then you fold the bottom 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Half, whole. And you make the size of a pocket that you want. And then you tuck in the short part to the back part, and it keeps the pocket from opening up. It keeps it closed. And then you could add a card. Somebody gave me that. That was so cute. Nowadays, I try to put everybody's names, and it says honey cake. I love it. But this is one of my very first pages, and it was done in August of 21. And I really love this page. Somebody sent me these little bee stickers. I think I bought some, and then I was gifted some. And see, this is like a little sticker, but it's 3D. It's got a jewel for the head, and it's got separate wings, and then it's got a sticker for the base. And it went with the napkin, and this was part of the napkin. So it just, it was just meant to be. Thank you, Jen. And here is another napkin, and I painted it. I sealed it with a decoupage varnish or a Duraclear high gloss varnish. I like this. I get it at Walmart, and it seals things and it keeps things from sticking together. This at one time did stick together, and it tore the napkin. And then somebody said, "Oh, draw a barn," and I drew a barn. And then I started to draw a scarecrow over here. Just arting around in my book. Here's some, this is probably Happy Mail, but the birds are napkins. The hummingbird is a napkin. This little bluebird is a napkin, and the butterfly is a napkin. And then the bird house is a napkin. Somebody gifted me that. And the flowers were gifted, Happy Mail. And these are like 3D puffy stickers. And then I have a little bee stamp that I put on there. The birds and the bees, you know. And here's another page, and it's got flowers of a napkin all around the edges down here. And then I painted blue in the background. And then I kind of mix matched blue items for the background. This little girl here has a pretty blue dress, and then this dress here matches the flowers. So I kind of, just randomly glue things. Yes, it was meant to be, Joni. Yes. And I've got decorative paper clips in here for fun. Here's a Paris page. And somebody gave me the London stamp. And then I had this tape of some girls, and it was washi tape off of some Happy Mail. And so they're on the double-decker bus, and they're from London, but they're driving to Paris because London is not in Paris. After I stamped this, and I had London, I thought, oh, that's the wrong town. So I just went with it, went with the flow, put the girls on top of the double-decker, and off they go to Paris. And I had a Paris napkin. This is a Paris napkin. And then this came out of a travel magazine. And then I had some stickers. And then I added some trimmings. So here's a dragonfly napkin, and I did it this direction on the pages, double wide spread. And then I just did some random ephemera. And this one here is stapled together, and then I glued it down. And there's a girl here. I wonder where these are. I did look for these girls. And then this came out of a magazine. And it says the new chapter of art. And here we got the mariachi band, and they're playing, and then here's their car that they came in. But they all four got in. They got in that car. They sure did. They packed themselves in. And this one is kind of a movie page, because it's got these warriors in here, and this is a Star Wars character. And I think these came out of a movie catalog that I had. And then I had some more Paris in there. So he's climbing the Eiffel Tower in Paris instead of the New York thing. So I put him on there, and this girl's just looking back up at him, and she's saying, I know who you are. You're a movie star. Look at her. She is. She's just happy to be there. They all have stories. They each tell stories. And this is the Green Planet page. And this came out of a magazine. This was a napkin down here. This is mosaic art in a garden, out of a garden magazine. And she's the gardener. And this is kind of a fishy page. So I had a seahorse napkin, and then I found a picture of a whale. This came from Barbara Batzer. I've got Barbara's name on it. And the seahorse came from Barbara Batzer. I started putting names on things. I had this fish thing here somebody sent me. There's another blue napkin back here. And then I had an old picture of someone fishing back in the day. Just a fish page. Now this was a fun page. This was the napkin down here, and these circles up here around the edge was a napkin. And so it was kind of like a stage. So I got these models out of a catalog. She's a model in one of the catalogs that I got her from. And so they're walking, across stage modeling their clothes. Yeah, that's what happened there. And I also this looks like panty papers. This is panty papers down here because I can see the markings. And this is the napkin around the edge. It was like a birthday napkin or something. And then I did the word "you belong here." This one's got a tab. This one was a napkin of trees. It was just a tree napkin. Good night. Good night. I'm ending the broadcast. Bye bye.